Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Alia. So the first part of our documentary, Atika will be talking about angiosperm, Is will be talking about Pteridophyta and Arthropoda, while Nikki will be talking about Bryophyta and Chordata. Sophia will be talking about fungi and gymnosperms.
My name is Atika Hazira, and today I will be talking about angiosperms. Angiosperms are split into two groups, monocotyledon and dicotyledon. This plant right here belongs in the dicotyledon groups. The common name of this tree is golden trumpet or common trumpetive or yellow alamanda. The scientific name of this tree is Alamanda cathartica. Brief features of this tree is its large bright yellow flowers are trumpet shaped with 5 spreading petals, lobes as the name is golden trumpet. A vine climbing shrub with milky sap. Its leaves are leathery in nature and are usually arranged in groups of 3 or 4 along the stems. The roots develop from radicle. The other dicotyledon plant example is hibiscus. Other common name of this plant is China rose, Hawaiian hibiscus. The scientific name of this plant is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. The brief features of this plant is flower parts in multiple of 5, major leaf veins reticulated, stem vascular bundles in a ring, roots develop from radicle. This is the monocotyledon examples. This plant is commonly known as palm trees. The scientific name of this plant is Arcasia. The brief features of this plant is parallel vein leaves, vacuolar bundles, and roots are adventitious. Other example of monocotyledon plant is bamboo tree. The common name of this plant is obviously bamboo tree. The scientific name of this plant, however, is Bambusa vulgaris. Brief features of this plant is it has lemon yellow stems with green stripes and dark green leaves. The stems are not straight, not easy to split, inflexible, thick wall, and initially strong. The roots, likewise, are adventitious.
What's in the middle is actually the plant that is under the category of Bryophyta. They are considered to be paraphyletic. These kind of plants prefer moist habitats, although they can actually survive in a hotter or drier environment. They do not produce flowers or seeds because they reproduce via spores. These kind of plants can also survive on rocks and bare soils because they do not depend on roots for uptake nutrients from soil.
Hi guys, my name is Mama Is. So today I'm gonna talk to you about arthropods. But first, quick share, let me share to you some info about arthropods. Arthropods are animals that lack a backbone. Such animals are called invertebrates. The invertebrates include animals such as snails, crabs, and of course, insects. The arthropod body is supported by an hard outer layer. This acts as an external skeleton or exoskeleton. The body muscles are attached to the inside of this exoskeleton. It is made up of rings called segments which are attached to one another by flexible membrane. This allows movement of the body to take place. The name arthropod refers to their jointed limbs, which are their chief characteristic. There are various types of arthropods, and they are classified into groups based on their common feature, which are insects, myriapods, arachnid, crustacean. So this creature right here is labeled under myriapods. This is called millipedes. Millipedes are a group of arthropods that are characterized by having 2 pairs of jointed legs on most body segments. They are known scientifically as the class Diplopoda, the name being derived from these following features. Each double leg segment is a result of 2 single segments fused together. Most millipedes have very elongated cylindrical and flattened body with more than 20 segments, while pili millipedes are shorter and can roll into a ball. Most millipedes eat decaying leaves and other that plant matter. Some eat fungi and suck plant fluid, and a small minority are predator. Millipedes are generally harmless to humans, although some can cause severe damage to seedlings. Its primary defense mechanism is to curl into a tight coil, thereby protecting its legs and other vital delicate area on the body behind a hard exoskeleton. Reproduction in most species is carried out by modified male leg called gonopods, which transfer packets of sperm to females. Moving along, this time the next creature behind me is dragonfly. Dragonfly is also an arthropod, but this time instead of being classed under the name myriapods, dragonfly is labeled under the class of insects. Yes, insects. And some says as insecta. As you know, the common name is obviously dragonfly, while the scientific name is Anisoptera. So, adult dragonflies are characterized by large multifaceted eyes, two pairs of strong transparent wings, sometimes with colored patches, and elongated body. An adult dragonfly has three distinct segments: the head, thorax, and abdomen as in all insects. It has a chitinous exoskeleton of hard plates held together with flexible membrane. The head is large with very short antennas. It is dominated by two compound eyes which cover most of its surface. That's all from me is for arthropods. Thank you.
So what you can see behind me are known as the Equus cabilis, which is commonly being called the horse. So the horse are classified in phylum Chordata because they have notochords, bilateral symmetry, and bony endoskeleton. They are also considered as Perissodactyla because they are odd-toed, which means they have odd numbers of toes. Species that's under the category of Chordata, and it's also under the class of Mammalia, which is known as the bull, and its scientific name is known as the bovini. It has the postanal tail, which is the extension of the body beyond the anus. In some chordates, the tail has the skeletal muscles that helps them in locomotion.
Hi guys, back with me Muhammad Is. So right now I'm gonna talk about pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are seedless and they reproduce through spores. They contain vascular tissue but lack xylem vessels and phloem, companion cells. They have well differentiated plant body into root, stem, and leaves. Often scientifically known as Polypodiopsida or Polypodiophyta is labeled under pteridophytes. It is a member of a group of vascular tissue, plants with xylem and phloem. Right now, I'm showing you the close-up look of ferns. As you can see, the plant body is sporophyte. It is differentiated into through stems, leaves, and roots. The stem is underground rhizome of ferns. Roots are adventitious. Moving along to the next example of pteridophyte. This plant that I'm showing you right now is tree fern. Their trunk is actually a vertical and modified rhizome, and woody tissue is absent. To add strength, there are deposits of lignin in the cell walls, and the lower part of the stem is reinforced with thick, interlocking mats of tiny roots. That's all from me is for pteridophytes. Thank you.
I will be explain about this fungi. This fungi common name is the artist bracket, and the scientific names for this fungi is Ganoderma applanatum. The feature of this Ganoderma applanatum is it's unvarnished, furrow, and lumpy, dull brown cap surface. This is the next type of fungi. The scientific name for this fungi is Formus fomentarius. Formus fomentarius looks quite different than most familiar mushrooms. It has no stem or stripe, nor does it have gills, but instead a flat lower surface covered with pores, which are the openings of densely packed, spore-producing tube. The fruiting body is perennial, adding a new layer of tubes every year, so the flesh is tough and woody. And while many stipulous, pro-bearing fungi have the same shape like sheep as a young Formus fomentarius fruiting body, older examples develop a horse-hoof shape that is very distinctive. Hi, my name is Ainin Sofia. So I will be explain about this type of gymnosperms. As you can see, this plant's common name is Quincegopa. The scientific name of this gymnosperm is Cycas rampi. The feature of this plant is distinguished within the group of species with spongy anchor-crop by the broad, falcate, hard, glossy leaflets with relatively broad bases. The relatively long and usually woolly spines in petiole, and the narrowly triangular megasporophyll lamina with a slender apical which is about 10 to 23 millimeters and vestigial lateral spines.
Good day and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Alia. So today for the second part of our documentary, we had chose horse as our topic of discussion. The common name of this organism is obviously horse. Meanwhile, the scientific name for it is Equus caballus. Horses have oval-shaped hooves, long tails, short hair, long slender legs, muscular and deep torso build, long thick necks, and large elongated heads.
The natural habitat for horses is a wide open spaces, and a blanket of grass is what horses prefer to have around them. Horses become best suited for open, grass-covered terrain so that they could spend almost 20 hours a day as nomadic grazers, as can be seen by the flat teeth horses have that are best suited for grinding down grasses. Horses live in herds in the wild, with approximately a dozen horses in each group that include a stallion, some mares and some young horses. Even stallions without mares of their own will form herds.
Moving along to me is, right now I'm going to talk about the taxonomy of horse. As one of my group members said earlier during the introduction of the second part of the video, the scientific name or the species for a local horse is Equus caballus. The genus of horse itself is Equus. The family of this type of horse is Equidae. Horse is belong in Perissodactyl in order of level of taxonomy. As we all generally know, that horse is specified in the class of mammalia animals. It is because horse give birth to the next generation not by laying eggs. Meanwhile, it is labeled under Chordata for phylum. Finally, the kingdom of this local horse is Animalia because it is an animal. That is all for taxonomy of horse. Moving along to the next topic of the organism we choose.
Hi, my name is Ainin Sofia binti Hamdan, so I will be explain about the life cycle of a horse. So first is birth. On average, a mare carries her baby for a little over 11 months. The birth process typically takes under an hour, and within a few minutes, the foal is able to stand. Second is foal. Colt and fillies enter their first stage of life as a foal. These young horses will grow quickly during the first year of life. Fourth is 2 years old. As the horse matures, their growth plates will begin to close. Certain breeds are slower to mature, but some may reach close to their adult height at this age. Adult. Once the horse reaches at the age of 4, they are usually considered as adult. While some slow maturing breeds will still be growing, most will reach their adult size by 4 to 5 years old. Many owners will begin riding their horse at the age of 3 to 4. Adulthood is often your horse's prime years. Last but not least is senior. It is not until the age of 20 that most horses are considered senior. Some may exhibit elderly signs of young as 15. As the horse enters their later years, they may struggle with weight maintenance, joint pain, and other conditions of old age. Many are still happily ridden throughout their 20s though. Similar to most mammals, life begins in the womb and ends with old age. Cherish each every moment if you are lucky enough to see a horse go through this stage. It's me again, Ainin Sofia binti Hamdan, so I will explain about the closely related species to horse. The donkey. Equus asinus is a domesticated African as native to Eastern Africa. The onager and cullen are varieties of the Asiatic as Equus hemionus, which has 5 subspecies in the Middle East and Asia. The kyang, Equus kyang, is an Asian ass with 3 subspecies ranging from China to India. The larger zebra, Gravis zebra, Equus gravi in the scientific name, of Eastern Africa has the narrowest stripes. Known for the gregarious stripes on its rump, the mountain zebra, Equus zebra, of Southern Africa is endangered due to poaching and habitat loss.